Hello, hello, hello. Hi, my sun rays. How are you? I hope you all are having a marvelous Friday evening. This is your girl Twan with Tracy Twan's Life, and I am here with a new video I want to share with you all, as well as any of my new followers that may decide to watch this video or may decide to join me for the very first time. I am Twan and I am on a weight loss journey. I have been on a weight loss journey for almost 16 months now. I am currently on the GLP weight loss injection by the name of Wegovy. I am on the highest dosage right now. I am on 2.4 milligrams. Also, I am taking a daily half a tablet of phentermine along with the Wegovy. I just started that a little over a week ago, and I will share a little bit more of that later towards the end of this video. So, what brought me here? Yes, your girl is currently at 75 pounds of weight loss. Yes, yes, yes. Actually, I'm at 77.2 pounds of weight loss right now. Yes, go Twine go. With that being said, you guys, I want to share with you what I did to get to that magic number of 75. Because that is not something that can easily be done. Y'all all know that, right? I've tried a few years back to lose 100 pounds, and I wasn't successful. I had got to 55 and a half within a year on Weight Watchers, and things just happened. Life happened. And honestly, I think I made a lot of excuses. That's the reason why I didn't reach that 100-pound goal. Um, and I continue to, try to exercise here, there. I would lose a little bit, gain back, lose a little bit, gain it back. But I would not do other diets. That's something I've never did. I never actually put myself on an actual diet. And that's why I like the Weight Watchers, because Weight Watchers to me wasn't a diet. I was able to eat my favorite things. Um, However, I knew it's some things that I needed to do in order to be successful. So when I decided to put myself on this weight loss journey, I decided that I wanted to do something that was sustainable, something that I could continue for the rest of my life, so to speak, and not just to do something for a year or two and then stop. And then I didn't want to do anything where it was going to cost a lot out of pocket. Okay. I'm not going to go into details about, my previous experience with Weight Watchers. I just want to throw that out there. With that being said, you guys, I wrote down a few things. I wrote down 10 steps or 10 tips, whichever one you want to call, that I did um, while starting my new weight loss journey. When I decided in February of 2023 that I was going to start a new weight loss journey with being on Wegovy, what I decided to do was I thought very hard and very serious what it is, Swan, that you need to do in order to be successful. And the first thing came to me was you need to make up your mind. You need to have a ready made mind that this is what you're going to do. This is what you want to do for you and not for anybody else. Make up your mind that you actually ready and that there's no stopping. So that's what I did. I had a ready made up mind that this is it. I'm not going to play around with it anymore. I am going in all the way, no stopping. This is going to be longevity. And that's the reason why I call this my lifestyle journey. I don't use the word diet. This is a lifestyle journey. This is something I want to do for long term. I made up my mind that I'm not doing this for 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. I'm not doing no yo yo stuff. Okay. We're not picking it up and putting it down. This is something I want to do longevity. So, in order for me to do this longevity, I need to think seriously about it. And I made up my mind that I want to do something where I can still be able to eat and enjoy things that I actually like, and enjoy eating, as long as I'm eating these things in a moderate portion. Okay. So that's the first thing I did. Made up my mind that, okay, we're going to do this. Okay. Okay. So the second thing that I would like to share with you is that I decided what I needed to do in order to be successful, besides just making up my mind. The second thing that came to me was, Swan, you got to free yourself from obligations. Free yourself from being involved in so many things that's going to hinder you. Because when I was on that lifestyle journey before on Weight Watchers, I was working two jobs. I was working my full-time job and I was working a part-time job. Although my part-time job was at home, it still was a lot. It was very challenging. Okay. So I said, we're not getting involved in all these things. I was working that job. I was mentoring. I was a mentor for 10 years, you guys. 10 years. I mentored girls that are at risk. They were either girls who were pregnant or they already had children or babies. And I enjoyed doing that because I myself was a teenage pregnant student as well. And I graduated, high school successfully with more than enough credits. And I can just go on and on and on and talk about that, but I won't. But I just felt that, mentoring was something good. And I know it was something that, it was a ministry that God called me to do. But I felt like I had gave it 10 whole years wholeheartedly. And it was time for me to back away from it so I can focus on me. And then I can always go back to that, again later. So I gave up the mentoring, working a second job. I had just finished college and graduated with college. So that was out of the way. Things happened during COVID where I guess I was out of sight, out of mind. So I wasn't being involved in things in the ministry at the church. So I kind of got moved out the way, so to speak. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not doing those things anymore. So I won't volunteer to do anything, right now in the church. I'll just focus on me right now. I looked at it as that was God saying, daughter, I'm removing you from different things so you can start focusing on you right now. Not knowing that God was going to bring me to YouTube while I was doing that journey. And then, honestly, this is ministry, what I'm doing here. Talking to you all, sharing my journey, that's ministry. That's ministry. I'm helping you all. We're helping each other, put it that way. So I don't feel bad about it at all, that I'm not really working within my church like I should. I'm not gonna go into so many details about that, but you all know that ministry is not just in the four walls of your church. Ministry is in the community. Ministry is when you at the grocery store. Ministry is when you at work. Ministry is when you at the mall pouring out to people. Okay. So with that being said, I decided that I wasn't going to be going to a lot of parties. I wasn't going to be just involved in a lot of social life stuff because I wanted to make sure that I was really focusing, on myself for a while. Okay. So that was number 2. The third tip, you guys, that I want to share with you all is that I decided, okay, so what am I going to have to do to be successful? Twan, you don't gain so much weight. You can't wear any of your workout clothes. So I went ahead and I purchased some more sneakers that was more comfortable than the ones that I had. I already had some sweatbands, so I was pretty good in that area, but I went ahead and ordered another one because it's a special kind of sweatband that I like to use. Excuse me. That's really good for natural hair. It don't, make your hair shed and things like that. So I ordered another one of those through Amazon. Then I went and I ordered a scale because I want to make sure I had, a really good scale. So I ordered a brand new scale online from Amazon as well. And some of these things I mentioned, I do have in my Amazon store. So I'll make sure I put that link to my Amazon store in the description box so you can click on that link and purchase some of them items if you would like. Then I went ahead and I ordered some clothing that I had from Lane Bryant. I like Lane Bryant. Y'all plus size women, Lane Bryant always have really good sales. I love their gym clothes because their clothing are very thick. I am still a plus size girl and I have really big thighs. And when you're walking and your thighs are scrubbing and rubbing together on material, you can easily put holes, in your clothing. And Lane Bryant have really good sales, so check them out. Or if you have something already at home, then use it. I prefer to use gym clothes, workout clothes versus using regular t-shirts and shorts. And my reason why I like close fitting, tight fitting workout clothes, because to me it holds your muscles and stuff really good together, while you're walking. And I just get a different feel when I'm wearing them versus some loose like basketball shorts or something like that. You want to make sure your clothes are actually fitting, really, really good. So those are some things that I made sure I purchased first. And you want to make sure that whatever type of shoes you purchase, that is for the right thing. If you're going to be jogging, make sure you get some good jogging shoes. If you're going to be walking, get some really good supportive walking shoes. Okay. I have flat feet, so I just can't pick up any type of shoes and start walking. I have to have shoes that's made for wide feet and flat feet because I don't have an arch. So I want to make sure I was going to be comfortable actually, walking, because that was my choice of exercise when I started. That brings me to the next tip. Tip number 4. You want to think about your location. What are you going to do? Where are you going to start working out at? Are you going to be working out at home? Are you going to be working out at work? Because I know a lot of jobs do have gyms. Like my local hospital that I work for, they have a gym, but I work at home. So, my choice first was going to be at home. Or do you have a membership to a gym? Or are you going to join some type of boot camp? Some type of boot camp, or something like that. So think about that, your location. Where are you going to be actually working out at? You want to think about those things too. And so as you're thinking about that, you want to think about your next tip, number 5. You want to think about what type of exercises you're going to start with. You want to get something that's going to be comfortable for you to start in the beginning, and something that's going to be sustainable, something that you can do all the time. I started out at 394.4 pounds. There was no way I was going to go join a kickboxing class. Excuse me. There was no way I was going to join a kickboxing class. Can you really see me in there almost 400 pounds doing kickboxing? Come on. No. So make sure it's something that you can be comfortable doing and going to be sustainable for you to do, so you won't quit within a couple of days or a week or two. Okay. Not only that, you want to decide on, do you need to purchase some equipment? Do you need to purchase a jump rope, a hula hoop? Amazon have great deals with those things. They even say you can purchase all of those things from a TikTok shop. You can go to Five and Below to purchase certain things like weights and things like that. I highly suggest you to get some weights, because that's what I did. I made sure I had a few weights already here in the house that I can actually use. Okay. I had the weights that you can put on your hand, like a little glove. They only like one pound each, but it kind of helps, you're walking. You can get some ankle weights while you're walking. You want to decide on those things. Are you going to be purchasing a bicycle, elliptical, a treadmill, a walking pad? Think about that. What are you going to do? Where are you going to start at? Okay. I decided that I wasn't going to spend any money on no equipment. I was just going to start walking first. I had a few weights here in the house and I started walking. That was the first thing that I decided that I was going to do. That's tip number 5. Okay, that brings us to tip number 6. The next thing I did was I said, okay, Twan, now we got to find some time for you to to make up your mind what you're going to do. Are you going to walk in the mornings? Are you going to walk on your 15-minute breaks at work? Are you going to walk your lunch break? Are you going to walk in the evening? What you going to do? Now, prior to COVID, I used to walk on my lunch breaks when I was working at the facility. That was the time I really had to do my walking. But since COVID hit, I've been working from home, and I'm fortunate enough that we're still working at home now. So I said, well, I'm not getting up in the morning, spending about 30 to 45 minutes getting dressed for work, spending 30 minutes commuting to work, spend another 30 minutes commuting from work. So altogether, you guys, that's like an hour and 40 minutes, just say almost 2 hours of time that I had extra in my day. So I said, well, what can I do? I can utilize that time to exercise, right? So what I decided was, you know what? Let me spend that 30 something minutes in the morning that I use, 30 to 40 minutes getting dressed, and that 30 to 40 minutes, so to speak, commute to work. Let me use that time to go on a walk. So that's what I did. I started walking in the mornings. Let me tell you, I started walking and I started off 30 minutes. That was it. 30 minutes walking. And as I kept going, then I started increasing my time until I got to an hour. Okay. Then after I got to an hour, I started monitoring myself on my watch. I already had a tracker. I started off, you guys, with a Fitbit, and then I purchased my Apple Watch. So that's another thing you might want to go ahead and purchase if you already don't have. Something where you can monitor your distance and your activities and things like that. You guys, I started monitoring and I said, oh, okay, well, let me see if I can push myself to get to 3 miles. At first, I was doing like 2 miles, and then eventually I got myself up to 3 miles within that 1 hour. And then at sometimes I got myself to a little bit over 3 miles within that 1 hour. That was where I started. That was my start, just the walking. And then I would come in the house and I'll do some little free weights here and there a couple times a week. Okay. Then, you guys, after you decide that that's where you're going to start, we're not going to talk about where I kept going. We're just going to talk about where I started. I first started with just the walking. And I did that for probably a good 8 months by itself, I believe. Yeah, we did that for about a good 8 months. Okay, so let's go to tip number 6. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that was tip number 6. Let's go to tip number 7. Tip number 7, I started tracking my food because I knew in order for me to be successful, I really needed to track my food. So at first, I started off with Carb Manager. It's an app that you can download on your phone. I'm not sure if you can use it with all phones. I'm not sure. I don't even use it with Apple. I'm not sure about Android, but it was called My Carb Manager or Carb Manager. I started tracking on there, and then I switched to MyFitnessPal, and I still currently has MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal costs more. It's $79.99 for me. Carb Manager was $39.99. I like, and that's a yearly rate. I like MyFitnessPal better because I'm able to scan, a lot of things, and it's just I can do a lot more with that than Carb Manager. So I prefer to use MyFitnessPal. But I started tracking my foods. I'm still not successful with tracking 7 days a week. And I don't want to track 7 days a week. And let me tell you why, because Sunday is my day that I made up in my mind. I'm not going to track. I'm just going to let it be a free day. Some people call it a cheat day. I don't call it a cheat day. I call it a free day where I just kind of don't stress and kind of like don't worry, so to speak, or whatever. And I try to just eat things that I normally wouldn't eat Monday through Saturday, just kind of give myself a little break a little bit. Excuse me, because I'm making this a lifestyle journey and not just a diet. Because I know for the rest of my life, I'm going to have some days where I'm going to kind of be off a little bit, you know, and I didn't want to have to worry about it. So I said, well, Sunday would be that day. Sunday would be that day that I decide to have some macaroni and cheese, some chicken and dressing, you know, some potato salad, you know, some of those high carb, you know, things and not feel guilty about it. Okay. So also I decided that this is the time for me to track so that I can always go back in my tracker to see what happened. If it's a week that I gained or a week that I lost, you know, I can go back in my tracker. You can't do that if you're not tracking. Okay. And I know sometimes we may think we're eating a certain amount, but when you track it, you'll be surprised. So I knew that, you know, from Weight Watchers. So I say, I'm going to track. I'm going to make sure I track. Okay. And I also knew when I was on Weight Watchers, I could have lost a lot more weight than I did had I tracked. Weight Watchers, I probably tried 1 or 2 days a week. Sometimes I went probably a whole month without tracking, but I was still able to kind of lose, you know. And so I know I could have lost more if I was really doing what I was supposed to do by tracking. So I made sure going in, I was going to track. Okay. Okay. So now we're on tip number 8. Tip number 8, you want to make sure you're looking at your food now. You want to make sure you're tracking your foods because you want to make sure you have a set amount of calories you have to eat every day, carbs, protein, fat, and fiber. You want to make sure that you have a set amount of things that you want to eat. Now, I throw fiber in there, you guys, as a nugget because that wasn't something that I was looking at my first year and so. I just recently started looking at that since I got with a nutritionist, but I thought I'd just go ahead and throw that nugget in there to you all now because I want y'all to be successful. So I made sure that I was going to stick with the amount of calories, carbs, protein, and fat that, you know, my doctor pretty much told me to, you know, look out for. Okay. In my daily intake. Okay. So after I had decided on that, you guys, and my carb count is not to go over 120 a day. My fat is not to go over 50 a day. Although my doctor told me don't worry about fat as much because if I'm hitting the other areas, then you will know that you're doing fine with the fat as well. It kind of even itself out. So again, my protein, my minimum protein is 80. I can eat 80 or more. My carb is 120. Don't go over 120. That's what I was told. Okay. And my calories, my calorie goal was 1,500. I can go over sometimes, maybe 1 or 2 days a week, but trying to go over 1,800. And to be honest with you guys, I looked at some of my meals on Sunday. Although I said I wasn't going to track it, I would put it in anyway just to see where I was. And to my surprise, I ended up being like right at the 1,800, a little under. There have been some time I looked at, I was like at 2,100, but I was like, okay, no problem. Don't worry about it because I'm walking and doing stuff and I'm not eating those, you know, I'm not eating that extra, I guess, calories that MyFitnessPal say I can eat because I exercise. I don't indulge in those at all. I kind of act like they don't even exist. Okay, so that's another thing I did. Okay, now let's go ahead and go to number 9. So number 9, you guys, this is the very most important part. I decided that I was going to use YouTube as my accountability partner. I said, I'm going to start creating my videos. I was already using YouTube to do home decor. And I really don't do it as much anymore. Every now and then I will. I kind of put it on a back burner because I noticed that the more I would talk about my weight loss, the more people want to hear it. So I was like, let me just go with the algorithm. Let me keep posting more and more of weight loss, and I'll get back to home decor later. So every now and then I drop a little nugget in there with some home decor videos or it's things related to her home. Okay, so again, number 9, I made YouTube my accountability partners. You all, my sun rays. My sun rays are my accountability partners. I'm constantly posting things on here. You know, I read all y'all comments. I respond to everyone. I try to answer everybody's question because you all have given me a lot of encouragement. Y'all have motivated me as well, as much as I've encouraged and motivated you. I can honestly say that. So again, I use you all as my accountability partners, but y'all keep me going. That extra push that I need is coming from you. You. All of you out there. You on the bike road. You. So you need accountability partners. If you don't have a YouTube channel, use your social media. Use your TikTok. Use your Instagram. Use your Facebook. If you got a women's group in your church, you know, some of your friends, you got to have somebody who's going to hold you up to, you know, what you need to be doing. When you're not exercising, hey, I haven't seen you. You know, what's going on? Hey, I haven't seen you to the gym in a week. Where you been? You know, you need that. Okay? You need that because that extra push is what's going to get you to your goal and beyond your goal. You need that. I can't tell you how many times, you know, I may be having a bad day or something, and I'll read somebody's comment and I just smile from here to here. You just never know. You know, you need that. That extra accountability is what's going to keep you going. Trust me. It's going to get you there. You know, even my social media, when I post stuff on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, I have so many people that don't even follow me on YouTube that be looking forward to me posting reels, you know, and they be dropping comments in my inbox, and people see stuff on my social media. They won't comment on there, but they'll text me, you know, and things like that, you know, and let me know how much I inspire them and encourage them, or they'll give me tips on things to do and stuff like that. So you need that. You need somebody rooting for you. You need somebody to say, hey, come on, girl, you got it, you got it. Come on, boy, you can do it. You know, you need that. Okay. And number 10, the last tip that I want to share that I did was reward yourself. I had to learn to reward myself. Okay. I had to learn to start doing things for myself. Okay. As I kept going on this journey, I made sure I kept a full body mirror in my bedroom, and I would constantly stand in front of that mirror and look at myself. I was rewarding myself by falling in love with myself. Okay? Self-love. You need self-love on this journey. Reward yourself by falling in love with yourself. I had to learn how to fall in love with Twan. I had to learn how to love me with all of my blemishes, all these blemishes in my face. Y'all see it. I had to learn to love myself with all that. I had to learn to love myself with all that extra weight, because I knew that once I started to get happy and start falling in love with myself, I would start feeling better. The more you start feeling better, the more you want to look better, right? The more you want to start put on cute little clothes, cute little earrings. You know, you want to kind of doll yourself up a little bit, right? Put on some nice perfume so you can sweeten yourself up for your hubby, or cologne for you men. Sweet yourself up for your significant other, your wife, you know, that type of thing. So I had started doing that. I would stand in front of that mirror and just observe myself and I would just put on clothing. I started like dressing up, here and there. I work from home, but every now and then I'll just get dressed, so I can be cute for work. Even if I'm not even putting the camera on that day, if I don't have any meetings, I have to put the camera on. I'm still putting on something so I kind of look a little better. I gotta get a little bit better with the makeup though, because I don't really like makeup. I like to do, the mascara, the eyeliner, the lipstick, or lip gloss, or whatever. But I have to get with all that makeup stuff later. But yeah, whatever you gotta do, start rewarding yourself by loving yourself. Fall in love with yourself. Start getting your hair done more. Start when you start losing weight. Make sure you go and buy you something. Buy you something new. Buy you something cute. Reward yourself with clothing. Reward yourself in that way with a nice little, new hairdo. Get your fingernails done. Get your toes done. Start rewarding yourself. Not with food, okay? Start learning how to reward yourself doing things and not with food. Take yourself to some kind of event. Get out and have fun. I had to start doing those things and say, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start making myself look better. I'm going to start taking pictures of myself on this journey so I can go back and start looking at those pictures. And I do that to this day. I go through and I look at photos of me when I first started this journey up until now, and I be like, wow, who's that girl? Who's that lady? Who is she? So yeah, get you a full body mirror so you can start looking at yourself in that mirror and you can start speaking to yourself, your inner self. Okay? Start doing those type of things. That's what I made up my mind that I was going to do. And those 10 tips has helped me to lose 75 pounds. Those 10 tips. And I wanted to share them with you all first before I actually went on live. Because I was going to do a live. And I said, no, I'm going to share it in the video first. That way, if you all have any questions on any of those things that I just shared, we can talk about them later on my live. And then I was thinking that I would use each 10 of these steps as a live. But we could just talk about, just that one tip or step, whichever one you prefer to call it. Because it's so much more that I can say. It's so much that I can share with each 10 of these steps, but I didn't want to do it in this video because I didn't want to make it too long. That's why earlier when I mentioned about exercising, I said that I can go on with the exercise, but we're just going to start with the walking because that's where I began my journey. Started from the walking. So I hope that I've said something that, can be a blessing to you. I hope I said something that's encouraging, that's motivating. I hope I shared something that, is learned, that something that you can actually learn from. I hope this is a learning tool. Okay. If you have any questions regarding anything I said, please, please, please drop me a comment below. I know sometimes people don't feel comfortable with commenting. It's perfectly fine if you want to go to Instagram and follow me, Trace LaTwan's Life, and send me a message. I have several people that watch my videos that follow me on Instagram and they send me messages all the time. There's a few people on here that email me from time to time. That's perfectly fine. I have no problems with you doing that. I will respond to your email. And I'm going to check the email the same day, but I'll get to them at some point. So please feel free to reach out to me. I'm very approachable. I don't mind sharing things. I know sometimes, you may want to ask some things or share something that's kind of personable and you don't want to put it on YouTube in the comments. So go ahead and feel free and to inbox me on there. That's perfectly fine. Or there's one lady I know, well, no, there's more than one lady. There's a few people on here. One lady, her son actually reached out to me on TikTok. And he said, my mom loves you. She follows you on YouTube. And I encouraged her to start her own TikTok because she want to, reach out to you. And she did. And she sent me messages on there from time to time. Oh, if you're not following me on TikTok, go ahead. Follow me on TikTok. I'm trying to get to 1,000 people on TikTok, Traces of Twan's Life. Go ahead. Follow me today. It's free. Don't cost you anything. With that being said, you guys, I am going to go ahead and end this. Hold on a minute. I think somebody's at my front door. Hold on a minute. I think it's my grandbaby. Yeah, my grandbaby's at the front door. They must have forgot they called their mama. Now she coming in. Sorry about that, you guys. But yeah, like I said, reach out to me if you have any questions, any suggestions. I am open to it. And like I said, I will come back with another video on these other tips, or I may just do live stream, like I said, because I like to interact with you all. And I'm going to go ahead and end that video because I have company. I hear my grandbabies. Trace of Twan's Life. Go follow me now on TikTok. Have a God bless day. See y'all later. Thank you so much for joining my sunshine. Oh, I'm the sunshine, right? Yeah. My sun rays. Hey, y'all. Y'all want to come say hey? Mom. Y'all want to come say hey? No, I'm not loud on recording it. Hey. You want to say hey? Hey. They can't see your face. You're so short. Oh, not. These are my grandbabies. They come to spend the weekend with their Nina. Yes. All right, guys. I'll talk to y'all